LibreOffice 26.2 has finally arrived, and for many users this release feels less like a routine update and more like a turning point for the world's most popular open-source Office suite. For years, LibreOffice has slowly evolved through performance upgrades, interface tweaks, and compatibility improvements, but this version pushes several major ideas forward at the same time. From native Markdown support to faster spreadsheet handling, improved Microsoft Office compatibility, smarter change tracking, and even deeper privacy and encryption upgrades, version 26.2 shows a clear direction for where desktop productivity software is heading next. The moment you launch LibreOffice 26.2, you notice that the software feels more responsive. That isn't just imagination. Developers have spent significant time optimizing core performance across Writer, Calc, and the graphics engine. Operations that previously felt sluggish, especially when working with large files, now run noticeably smoother. Spreadsheet scrolling has been improved when many hidden columns are present. Complex charts render faster, and exporting documents, such as ebooks, now includes a progress bar and faster processing overall. These changes might sound small individually, but together they make the suite feel modern and efficient, rather than heavy and slow. One of the biggest highlights in this update is native Markdown support. For years, LibreOffice users who worked with technical writing, documentation, or web content had to rely on external tools to convert Markdown files. Now you can import Markdown directly, even pasting it straight from the clipboard, and export your documents back into Markdown format. This dramatically expands LibreOffice's usefulness for developers, bloggers, and anyone who prefers lightweight text workflows. The addition also reflects a broader trend in open-source productivity tools toward flexibility rather than locking users into a single format. Another major focus in LibreOffice 26.2 is compatibility with Microsoft Office formats. Many users still collaborate with people using Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and previous versions sometimes struggled with complex layouts or tracked changes. This release introduces improvements in DOCX export, floating tables, and revision tracking, ensuring that documents maintain their structure more reliably when shared across platforms. Calc also improves support for Excel data formats, including enhanced clipboard handling for large datasets and a default XLSX format that aligns with modern Microsoft Office versions. These updates help LibreOffice fit more easily into mixed software environments, which is essential for professionals and students alike. In Writer, the changes go deeper than simple compatibility fixes. The change tracking system has become smarter, allowing users to handle complex editing scenarios without losing formatting or creating confusing revision histories. Floating tables are more stable, anchored objects behave more predictably when pasted, and multilingual support has improved through better alignment options for right-to-left languages. Small workflow improvements like automatic caption insertion for images also add convenience, reducing repetitive tasks during document creation. LibreOffice Calc, the spreadsheet component, receives some of the most noticeable upgrades in this release. Performance optimizations allow smoother handling of large spreadsheets filled with shapes or hidden columns, and new connector tools enable visual linking between objects directly within sheets. The improved sorting system introduces natural sorting options that correctly arrange items, like version numbers or IP addresses, and these sorting preferences can now be saved within files. Additionally, Calc can automatically interpret structured XML or JSON files and import them into organized sheets, making it easier to analyze data without complex setup steps. Impress, LibreOffice's presentation tool, also sees meaningful changes, especially on Windows systems. The software now integrates with native multimedia frameworks to improve playback of audio and video files, reducing reliance on external codecs. This ensures presentations containing embedded media work more reliably and feel more professional during live demonstrations or recorded presentations. Meanwhile, charts across the suite benefit from faster rendering and improved visual consistency thanks to updates to the graphics engine. Beyond individual apps, LibreOffice 26.2 brings improvements to the overall user interface and usability. Dialog boxes are becoming more modern and responsive. Some windows open asynchronously to reduce lag, and accessibility features have been expanded to support better keyboard navigation and screen reader feedback. These changes may not be flashy, but they demonstrate an ongoing effort to make the software more welcoming to both new and experienced users. The goal seems to be gradual modernization without abandoning the flexibility that longtime LibreOffice users value. Security and privacy also receive attention in this update. LibreOffice introduces stronger document encryption methods, using modern cryptographic techniques designed to resist brute force attacks and reduce metadata exposure. While LibreOffice has always emphasized user freedom and privacy, this release reinforces its position as a secure alternative to subscription-based office platforms that rely heavily on cloud services. For organizations concerned about data control, these improvements add another reason to consider LibreOffice as a primary productivity tool. Another interesting development in version 26.2 is the move toward a more professional identity. The project has shifted away from certain branding elements to emphasize enterprise readiness, signaling that LibreOffice is not just a community experiment, but a mature, production-ready office suite. Combined with multi-user support improvements in the base database component, this update suggests a growing focus on collaboration and large-scale deployments in schools, governments, and businesses. Performance improvements extend into scripting and automation as well. The internal Python runtime has been updated, and scripting frameworks receive new APIs and features that make automation more powerful. For advanced users and developers, these changes open new possibilities for building custom workflows, connecting LibreOffice to external systems, or creating sophisticated document generation pipelines. This reflects the broader philosophy behind LibreOffice, giving users full control over how they work rather than restricting features behind paid tiers. On Linux systems, users may notice subtle platform changes too. Official builds now require more modern processor capabilities, reflecting a shift toward optimizing performance for newer hardware. While this may affect very old machines, the change allows developers to use newer technologies that improve rendering speed and stability across different platforms. Meanwhile, improvements to SVG export and graphical rendering help ensure documents look consistent regardless of operating system. Despite all these upgrades, LibreOffice 26.2 does not completely reinvent the suite overnight. Instead, it represents a steady evolution focused on real-world workflows. Many of the most meaningful changes are small adjustments that solve everyday frustrations, such as more reliable paste behavior, smarter sorting options, or better handling of multilingual documents. These refinements show a deep understanding of how people actually use Office software rather than chasing flashy trends. For creators and content producers, the addition of Markdown support alone may justify the upgrade. Writers who maintain blogs or documentation can now integrate LibreOffice into their workflow without constantly converting formats. Combined with faster exports and improved compatibility, this makes LibreOffice feel less like an alternative to mainstream Office suites and more like a modern productivity hub in its own right. The spreadsheet improvements in Calc also stand out because they address a long-standing weakness. Large spreadsheets often exposed performance limitations in earlier versions, especially when dealing with hidden columns or complex shapes. Version 26.2 focuses heavily on these pain points, delivering smoother navigation and faster processing. For users who manage data analysis, budgeting, or project planning, these optimizations translate directly into saved time and reduced frustration. Meanwhile, presentation creators benefit from more reliable multimedia support. Native playback improvements mean fewer surprises during important presentations, which is crucial for educators, students, and professionals. Even subtle improvements like better chart rendering and interface responsiveness help make Impress feel more competitive with proprietary presentation tools. LibreOffice's continued focus on open standards remains a defining feature of the project. By strengthening compatibility with Microsoft Office while maintaining full support for open document formats, the suite offers flexibility without forcing users into a single ecosystem. This balance between openness and practicality is one of the reasons LibreOffice continues to attract users who value both freedom and productivity. Another aspect worth noting is how LibreOffice 26.2 reflects a broader shift in software design. Rather than chasing cloud-only solutions, the developers emphasize local performance, privacy, and offline capability. In a world increasingly dominated by subscription models, this release reminds users that powerful desktop software can still exist without tracking, advertising, or monthly fees. As you explore the update, you may also notice small visual refinements. Some dialogues now use native components for better readability, and settings windows offer more flexible layouts. These design changes are subtle but contribute to a more polished experience overall. They show that LibreOffice is gradually modernizing its appearance while staying true to its open-source roots. In many ways, LibreOffice 26.2 represents the culmination of years of incremental improvements. Instead of one single revolutionary feature, the update combines performance, compatibility, usability, and security enhancements into a cohesive release. The result is software that feels faster, smarter, and more adaptable to modern workflows. Whether you are a Linux enthusiast, a student looking for free tools, or a professional exploring alternatives to subscription-based software, this version offers a compelling reason to take another look at LibreOffice. As the open-source community continues to push forward, releases like this demonstrate that collaborative development can produce powerful, polished tools that rival commercial products. LibreOffice 26.2 is not just another update. It's a reminder that productivity software can evolve in ways that prioritize users instead of profits. And while future updates will undoubtedly refine and expand these features even further, this release sets a strong foundation for what LibreOffice aims to become in the years ahead.